Hello guys, it's Ra Prosper here again. Happy new month to you guys. Happy new month. Happy new month. So hopefully we pray that this month we are going to end it in profit, right? So last month I actually ended my last month in profit. I had two losing week and 1 week of no trade, and the first week of January was also a winning week. So overall, I just had one winning week, zero no. Like the other week was no trade for me. Then last week was a losing week, and this week was also a losing week. So I had two trades this week, and the two of them will ended up in loss, right? So yeah, let me move straight to the trades I took this week so that we all see for ourselves. I only took a trade on GBP JPY. So I have journaled my trades and did the needful on my own end. So I think one of the major mistakes that I did this week was absolutely not trading let me say not trading systematically, in the sense that I was just focused majorly on looking for entries without most of the times going on the higher time frame to ascertain what the market is actually doing, right? So I already have what the market is doing in my head, right? And I was looking for trades towards what the market was already doing that I had in my head, but then I didn't actually go out of my way to confirm, right? To be sure, so that I can get the most out of whatever it is that I'm doing. So this was the trade I took this week. I only took two trades, which is these two trades that you are seeing here. So first and foremost, how we do it now, so that was what I was saying. I just had the whole picture in my head. I didn't actually dig down to get the full picture, but then is what it is. So we had a major break of structure here. So we already have a major break of structure, right, which is indicating that the market is about to do something else. You can see the break of structure here. So from last week, yeah, market broke structure from last week, you can see. So this week that we just entered, yes. So when market did that, the next thing is, what I normally trade is I look for two things, right? The market, what's the current phase of the market? So to me, what's the current phase of the market? The market has already broken structure. So two things are involved. Is either the market continues going to the downside, or the market reverses, right? Or the market reverses. So now I went to the 1 hour time frame to confirm what the market is doing. So as you can see for yourself, that the market has already broken to the upside, right? Already broken to the upside, and is about doing something else, right? It's about doing something else. So if you look at it, you will see that if this is a break, so here is where that is holding this market from selling to the downside, right? So here was holding the market from selling to the downside. So when market mitigated this other block, you can see that rejection. You can see the rejection that we are having here. See the rejection here. So showing that the market is has the intent of going to the upside, right? So now the next thing I did was wait patiently for market to show me reason to buy, because remember, we are in a downtrend, right? We just broke structure, and market has tendencies of continue going to the downside, right? So I was just being careful here. So we had a major break here. So after this mitigation of this other block, market broke structure here, right? Market broke structure there and broke another structure here. So I wasn't focused on this first break of structure. This first break of structure, I was focused on this second break of structure, right? So yeah, here we go. So we break that second break of structure. So after that break, you will see that market already presented us with an entry, which is the sweep of these guys, this of this guy, and he has liquidity. he has liquidity, right? So um this was the first trade I'm supposed to take. I actually saw it. I saw this trade, but then I didn't execute it because somewhere in my head I was looking for something like this. What was I looking for? I think somewhere in my head I was feeling like the market is going to go to the downside, like the market is going to sell more. But then, like I said, I didn't follow my plan systematically. Normally, I'm supposed to just, so far say I've seen the whole thing as aligned, I'm supposed to just take it, right? So this was my initial target, this high. Remember how I target is, I target after the main high, I target the next high. It's normally works for me, so that's how I target. So this could have been the first trade, right? This would have been the first trade, and it gave us that sweet move that we expecting. But then I also did, well, I will say it's part of the plan, because now that I've gotten this major break of structure, right? Now that I've gotten this major break of structure here, let's go back to the 1 hour so you can see for yourself very well. Now that I've gotten a major break of structure, so we have the first break here, mitigation. Then we have another break here, right? So I was like, okay, since I did not take this trade, I will say the fact that I did not take this trade, that's what made me to even consider this rubbish, because this is out of place. Like, I'm not, the market is showing signs of bullishness, right? Yeah, so I'm not even supposed to attempt selling. So this is a break. So the plan is, after a break, you wait for reversal to catch the reversal, right? So I was just hoping on catching the reversal here. So when we had that break, you can see there was a sweep here. There was a sweep here, and there was liquidity. Like, there was liquidity. So on a normal day, this is supposed to go, but then it is what it is. So I had my other block here. I had my other block there. So to get a full picture of what's happened there, I think the other block I picked was on the 5 minutes. Did I use this week? So on other side of things, I think I was just desperate of taking a trade. Yeah, this is already on Thursday, and I have not executed any trade yet. So I think desperation was part of the things that even made me. So this was the other block I picked this week here. So that week was the other block. Yeah, I think so. That week. So yeah, that was the other block I took. And yeah, something like this. That was the trade, and I was targeting this low here. This first low after the major break of structure, right? That's how I target, like I told you guys. After the major break, I target the next low or high. So this was my target. And you can see market just took me out and then straight to the target, right? So me, I feel like the market responded to this trade. Like, it's responded to this setup, yeah, by taking out this major high here, this high here. So he just responded to this guy before selling off, right? So the next trade I took, this was the bias of the next trade. I was like, okay, since the market is already showing signs of bullishness and we have not even tapped 50% of our sell zone, right? Remember, we have a sell zone here, which is this area. This area right now is our sell zone. This area is our sell zone. So we have a sell zone there. So since the market have not tapped that sell zone, so I'm still optimistic about the buys. So we had another break of structure here. I don't know if this is confusing, or should I go to the other chart? Okay, let me go to the other chart so you can DJ. Yeah, let's use this one. So since we had a break of structure here, right, and another break of structure, so market has shown us sign of bullishness, right? So, and if you look at it very well, where is the next
Like how I do this is when I get a break, I look for the nearest or where market is likely going to tap from, right? So to me, this was an a breaker block, and this breaker block, the liquidity is very close to the breaker block, right? Liquidity was very close to the breaker block, which is this guy. This liquidity here was very close to the breaker block, right? So this market mitigated now. This other block, I'm to take like this. This other block that this market mitigated now wasn't what I was looking at. I was just focused on this breaker block, right? Because it's too clear. And yeah, I just had my trade there. I just had my trade there. And like I normally target after the major high, I target the next guy. Right. Then, sorry. This trade was, sorry, the breaker block I selected was on the 30 minutes, sorry. Yeah. That block there, as you can see, and my target was somewhere there. So yes, this is the trade. And I was targeting this high, right? So that was the high I was targeting. So and market just came for this other block and did buy to the upside, right? So this was the two trades I took this week, and yeah, the two of them ended up in loss. So I think I had other things I was looking out for that didn't. Yeah. Yeah, I think I also had a trade here, but didn't execute, I guess. Yeah, I spotted this trade, but then the fact that it already had another break here, another break there, which is giving it making it two break of structure, was why I did not I deleted this order. That was why I deleted this order, right? So this could have been the third trade that I took this week, but then yeah, and I was targeting this side. So the guy is likely going to meet that target. I think that was re-entry. Yeah, I was even technical. I did not spot this re-entry because the guy could have taken us out. Sorry, could have taken me out. Sorry. Yeah, that was a re-entry there. If you can see for yourself, that was a re-entry there. So I think if I had taken it, that would have ended up in loss. Let me show you very well so you can see for yourself the re-entry. You can see that on the 5 minutes, that's where it's very clear. On the 5 minutes, you will see that yes, we had a liquidity swept there. So you can consider any of them liquidity sweep, and we had our we had our liquidity here. So this could have been the trade, and you see that it just took you out and continue moving to the upside. So I'm just what I'm looking at for next week on this guy is yes. Remember, we are in a downtrend. Sorry, we are in a downtrend, right? So whatever I'm doing, I'm just being careful. So I'm just hoping that market is going to retest this guy because we already have another sweep here. Let me go to the other listing so you get a clean chart. Sorry. Yeah, as you can see here, we already have a sweep here. You already have a sweep here, right? And this guy is what am I even doing? And this guy is liquidity, right? And we also have a break here. You also have a break of structure here. So yes, I will execute this guy. I'll be looking out for this trade here, right? But then remember, we are just pulling back. if you go to the 4 hour time frame or daily time frame, sorry. If you go to the daily time frame, sorry. So if you go to the daily time frame, you see that we are in a downtrend, right? We are in a downtrend. So this is just reversal to pull back into that zone for us to continue the sales, right? So this is just a temporary buy. It's a temporal buy. So it's not something you just hell bent on, trying to buy the market, right? Yeah. So this is going to be my target, like I usually do. So this is how I'm going to take the trade for next week. So if you happen to get the trade, I just I will just take it no matter the outcome is. I'm not going to care about it. Yes, that guy is going to be mine. So this I'm going to take the trade, right, and wait for the outcome. So I think that will be all. That will be all. I didn't do much on the chat this week. I was writing exam, so I wasn't that into the chat. This was the few things I was able to see on the chat. I think UJ. Yes, UJ. I didn't catch anything on UJ, but this was the things that was supposed to happen on UJ, and I could have ended up with double loss on UJ if I have executed this trade because I was just back testing and looking at the chart. So that'll be all for this week, guys. And I'm wishing you guys a very successful week ahead and a very productive month ahead as well. So see you guys next week.